What's going on, everybody? Tim here, back with another video. Y'all know I'm just out in nature taking a walk. I'm still here in Portland, Oregon, and it blows my mind that just like 15 minutes on the train I can go from the center of downtown to this amazing park. It's called Washington Park. It's huge. Like, there's nature trails and there's a Japanese gardens and a rose garden, and just, I think the zoo is here, but like, it's just this huge park and like nobody's here. Maybe because it's a little chilly today, but the sun's come out, so it's a beautiful day. I just been walking, pondering, meditating, talking to myself. People keep, like, there's not a lot of people here, but I keep running into people when I'm talking to myself, right? So, you know how there'll be trails with like cutbacks or whatever, and like they'll be coming this way and I'm coming, like, I can't see them, but like they're above me so they can see me, and I'm just like talking to myself, and then they turn the corner and I'm like, oh. It happened like twice already. I'm like, people keep walking up on me when I'm muttering to myself. Think I'm a crazy person, but I love it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is not what this video is about. This video is about the fact that between me, my mind, the universe, and the divine, I think we've got it figured out. Between me, my mind, the universe, the divine, I think we've got it figured out. I thought about this topic because there are a lot of things that people ask me about when they find out that I live kind of an alternative lifestyle, a different lifestyle. And so I don't have a lot of the same safety nets in place that other people might have. I don't have that same level of security that other people might have. And so naturally people are curious. What do you do about this? What do you do about that? Aren't you worried about this? Aren't you worried about that? A big one people ask me a lot about is like, am I not work? Since I find out like I don't work all year round, 24/7. A big one people ask me about is like, aren't you worried about your future? What are you going to do when you're older? Things of that nature. Just people are curious. And my answer pretty much for anything people ask is that I try to, even though I live like a different lifestyle and I don't do it the way other people do it, I still plan ahead. Like, I still understand that like there are things that come up in life. And so I try to do the best I can to plan ahead for those things, even though none of us really can. None of us have total security. There's always, time and unforeseen occurrences, things happen, but I try my best to plan ahead. And I think I'm a decently intelligent dude, so I think I do an okay job of that. But beyond that, I just trust in the fact that it's not just me on the case. Okay? I think a lot of times as humans, we think we have to have everything figured out. And if we can't figure everything out down to like the T, like, we don't want to do it. We're scared. We try to be in the most comfortable position. We try to be in the place where we can just manipulate and handle and figure everything out. If we can't do that, we ain't trying to do it. But like, I've finally come to the realization, it's not just me. Okay? I actually play like the smallest part in this thing called life that I'm currently living as a human being. Okay? I play the smallest part because I feel like there's me, and then there's like my subconscious mind, which is kind of a part of me, but not consciously. So I put it as separate. There's like me, there's my subconscious mind. I think our subconscious mind it keeps a record of everything we interact with, everything we've ever seen, heard, tasted, touched, smelled, like all of that. And it can use all that information, in my case, 45 years of human information, not to mention all kinds of information that might be in there from other existences, who knows? It can use all that information to help me when I call upon it to figure things out. So there's me, there's my subconscious mind, then there's the universe. There is the construct in which my life exists in. And I feel like that construct is here to help us. I mean, I look around like when I'm in nature and I see the squirrels, I see the trees, I see the grass, like everything in nature is just working, is doing what it's supposed to do. Like, the universe looks out for it. The trees aren't out here stressed. You know what I mean? The universe looks out for its own. I'm a part of the universe. So I feel like the universe is looking out for me. It has my back. And the more in tune with it I am, the more it helps me out, or the more I can like understand what it's trying to tell me to do. I can tap into the help. You know, nature is really tapped into the universe. That's why it never has to worry or has to stress. Not to mention it doesn't think like we do. But you know what I mean? I think as humans, the further we get from nature and like our natural state, you'll notice the more stressed we get. We are so proud of our technology and all these wonderful things we're able to do, and the fact that we spend all our time in all these marvelously constructed technological boxes. But you'll notice the further along we get with technology, the more stressed we get. For an example, everybody's very stressed about AI right now. Not everybody, a lot of people. Everybody's very stressed about AI right now. 10 years ago, we wasn't worried about it. You know what I mean? We're very worried about social media corrupting and ruining everything now. Before we came up with it, we didn't have to worry about it. And so I'm not saying any of those things are bad. Like, I'm kind of excited for AI. I know there's going to be some disruptions, but on the other side of it, I'm excited for it. Just like I love the internet. You can use technology for good or for bad. But I try to balance being on the internet a good portion of my day with taking daily walks, being out in nature a good portion of my day, because I feel like the more I'm in tune with nature and the universe, just the less stressed I am. I can, like, when I'm out doing this stuff, walking around, I don't think about, like, I don't have my earbuds in, my phone's in my pocket, unless I'm doing a video like this. Like, I'm not thinking about the world. It's just me and the squirrels and the birds and a couple of other like-minded people who are out here walking their dogs or whatever. I let all that go, and I think that gets me back centered, gets me back with the universe. So I genuinely believe the universe sends us signs, sends us signals, and it just helps us. And finally, the last piece of the pie, the one that will probably be the most controversial, oddly enough. I believe in a higher power, in the divine, in God. Whatever constructed the universe, whatever created me or set in motion the things that led to my creation, I think did it for a reason. I think there's a reasoning behind it. I don't think it was a cruel experiment. So if something put me here, or something played the lead role in getting me here, wouldn't it look out for me? It's like naturally, wouldn't it look out for me? And if it's the thing that set all this in motion, surely there's nothing in my little bitty life. Surely there's nothing in Timothy Ward's life that it can't help me with. So I'm like, between God, between the divine, between the universe, between my subconscious mind, and then finally little old me, I think we're okay. I think we can figure out how to keep me healthy. I think we can figure out how to make sure I have the financial abundance to live comfortably. I think we can figure out how to take care of me from 60 to 90. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that big a deal. Between all of us, everything that is, we can't figure it out. Now, when we're very focused on man's thinking, when we're really wrapped up in like humanity and what's going on in the world and current events and the economy and inflation and all these other things, the more wrapped up we are in like man stuff, the less we think we have any power. You ever notice that? The more you're wrapped up in politics and all this other stuff, the more powerless you feel. The people you know who are always watching the news and know all the stuff that's going on, these are typically, a lot of times, the most unhappy, upset, aggravated people you know, because they feel powerless. They feel like nothing is working in their favor. And if all you tap into is man-made stuff, you're right. Governments don't care. Politicians don't care. Companies don't care. You get a lot of like religious leaders don't care. You know, your co-workers don't care. Nobody cares, except for the few people in your life. And we should add them to the equation. I have what I call like my life council. There's some people in my life that are really there for me. They help me out too. So that's 5. You know, you got me, my mind, my life council, the universe, the divine. But if you don't have that, most of the people you run into don't care like that. Even people you run into who are nice or friendly or decent people, they can't care about you like that. They're worrying about their own stuff, you know? So if we're really tapped into thinking that like man's wisdom and is the ultimate, and that like we have, as humans, we like to think we figured it all out, when in all actuality, we don't know nothing. We haven't figured anything out. Like, it's so much ego. There's so much ego in the human species to like, we feel like we have figured it all out or we have to figure it all out. And honestly, like true living, I found for me, and I would imagine it's true for others, like you really start to live life when you let go of that. I don't need to know the answer. You know, when people ask me questions, how are you going to do this? I don't have a clue. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing 2 weeks from now. I'm just being honest. That's the way I live my life. I don't know. But I have surrendered to forces greater than me, forces wiser than me, and just said, hey, guide me, please. You guide me, I'll listen. I don't know nothing. I'm a lowly human. Right now, I'm just experiencing what it's like to be a human on the planet Earth. I don't know nothing. Help. And the beautiful thing is, the more I ask for help and the more open I am to this help, like the more it just kind of shows up. And that's like when life, you wonder why some people can be so happy, such good mood. They're in the same world. You're like, you're not seeing the same stuff I'm seeing on the TV. Like you're not. And they're like, yes, but they're calm, they're at peace, they're relaxed, they're happy. And I'm trying very hard to be one of those people. I've made lots of strides in the past few years, but there's people I look up to and I'm like, I want to be on that level, you know? But I firmly believe it's because they surrendered. They know they don't know nothing, right? They know that they don't have control. The world is going to do what it's going to do. Humans are going to do what they're going to do. The natural disasters we're seeing are going to do what they're going to do. Don't have any control. All I can control is what I can control. And then I just try to, you know, enjoy myself, exist, look for the signs. You know, all I really have to do is, like, for me, I try to be a good person, follow a moral code, be there for my fellow man, and then I just kind of follow the signs. Like, if something says go left, I go left. If something says do this, I try to do that. I try to make good decisions, you know, and I try to spend as much as my life doing things I love with people I love. And I try to not just believe in all these man-made constructs we've come up with, because humanity is just like one part of everything. You know what I mean? Humanity is just like one piece of the everything pie. I can tap into all the other pieces of the pie. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like we just get so wrapped up in this human stuff and we feel like there's nothing else, but it's like, it's a huge world. It's a huge planet. It's a big universe. There are all types of energies and forces and all these other things that like we could tap into. You know, we don't have to get totally stressed out about all the stuff that's going on in our world, because that's just a small part of the world. And a lot of the things going on in our world aren't even going on throughout the whole human world. You go to other parts of the world, they don't know what you're talking about. They're good over there on that. They have their own stuff that you come back over here, they don't know. We don't know what they're talking about. So it's just like, just surrendering and just realizing like it's okay. You don't have to have it all figured out. At the end of the day, we play the smallest part. Like our job, like I feel for like my life, my job is to point, I just point the direction. Like if this whole life is like a ship, I'm just the person who calls it the direction. Where are we headed? South, southwest, you know, the old pirate ships. Where are we headed? Nor by northwest, you know. That was that a good pirate impersonation? No, okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like I just, you know, I just call it the direction of my life. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to go there. And then I leave the piloting, I leave the captaining, I leave all that other stuff to forces greater than me. I just pick the direction. Maybe I do a little rowing, maybe a little, you know, swab in the deck. I'm going for pirate today and it's not working. But you know what I mean? I just have to do my little bit of work, what I can do. I leave the bigger stuff to the bigger forces. I don't know. But I don't know how it's going to happen. But I'm starting to have a knowing that I'm going to be okay. I don't know what I'm going to do in my old age, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay. Like, I really feel like that. I genuinely feel like I'm going to be okay. Like, I'm not worried about it. But how are you going to do it? I don't know. I'll be shown. Doors will open. opportunities will present themselves. But I just kind of know I'm gonna be okay. Because I've let go, I've surrendered. Between me, my mind, the universe and the divine, and my life counsel, I can't help but to be okay. I'd love to hear what y'all had to say about this. It's kind of one of those topics that I think if you don't get it, you don't get it. But I think by believing, you can start to get it, and then the more you get it, the more you get it, if that made any sense. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comment box below. I love to have a discussion. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all are the best. Take care. Talk to y'all later.